Alrighty, voiceover activated. What's going on, guys? FadeItLuie here, bring you guys a brand new video. We're going to be doing a mixtape on my boys, so stay tuned. We're starting off by debulking the top with a 2-guard all the way open. We're going to make sure everything's nice and even and laid down. Now that we're done debulking, we're going to go ahead and dust them off with our blow dryer. Now that we're done dusting them off, we can move on to the back taper and use our Gold FX to create our first guideline. You always want to make sure not to press too hard with the trimmers because you could make them. You always want to make sure not to press too hard with the trimmers because you could make a harsh guideline that's harder to take out. La 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 la, yeah yeah, la 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 la, yeah yeah. La 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 la, yeah yeah. Now that we're done butting them out with our Gold FX, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're then going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline we created with our trimmers. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're also going to use the lever midway and all the way closed to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up that line and get ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we can move on to our 1.5 guard. Before we use our half guard, we're going to go ahead and move on to our 1.5 guard and create our fourth guideline. Right before we erase our third guideline with our half guard, we're going to go ahead and move on to our 1.5 guard to erase the fifth guideline we created with our 2 guard all the way open going around the head. The 1.5 guard blends right into the 1.5 guard blends right into the 2 guard all the way open we used to debulk the top. Moving on to our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and Moving on to our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and reinsure. Oh my God, reinsure. We're going to go ahead and reinsure. Okay, cool. That's a little tongue twister right there, low-key. Moving on to our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and reassure everything and make sure everything's nice and even. Now we're going to start blending down. We're using our 1.5 guard. Now that we're all the way at the top, we're going to start blending down. We're going back to our 1 guard all the way open, and we're going to go ahead and erase that guideline we created with our 1.5 guard. Where's the footage of the half? Now that we're done detailing the back, nope. Now that we're done with our rough draft of the back taper, we can move on to the sides and create our first guideline at a curved shape with our trimmers. Now that we're done removing the stubble, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're also going to still follow that curved shape we created with our trimmers. Also, remember we're going to use our lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. La 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 la. Now that our initial guideline is erased, now that we erased our initial guideline, now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Again, we're still using that same curved shape, and we're also using half of the razor. Again, you want to use the half guard. Fucking bitch, motherfucker. Hold on. Just a reminder, you want to use the lever midway and all the way close to help us soften up this line, getting it ready for the half guard. Using our two guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and reassure, make sure everything's nice and even on top and on the sides. Moving on to our 1.5 guard, we're going to go ahead and erase that guideline we created with our two guard all the way open when we were debulking the top. The 1.5 guard blends right into the two guard all the way open. Always remember that. Now that we're done erasing our... What the fuck did I just say? Since we're done with his beard, since we're done lining up his beard, now that we're done lining up his beard, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derber premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. Always make sure to use shave gel so that the razor can glide better. Also, you want to always keep... When using the razor, you always want to keep it at a 45-degree angle and stretch the skin with your opposite hand as much as possible. This is going to lower the likelihood of you cutting someone. La 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 la, say it. La 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 la, do it. La 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 la, say it. We're just trying to find a good thumbnail right here. 1 second. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to make sure that you're always checking out my daily live streams. Be sure to check out my daily live streams. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to check out my live streams. Be sure to check out my live streams. I don't like how I just said that. What the fuck, dude? I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, always make sure to check out my live streams. I usually stream around 1 to 3 p.m. What the fuck? I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to make sure you check out my live. Be sure to make sure. Bro, why do I keep fucking... Dude, why is this so hard right now, bro? Fuck, it's a little tongue twister and shit. Holy shit. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, check out my live streams. There we go. If there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using the corners would definitely help. Now we're going to move back to our half guard. Moving on to our half guard, we're going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done with our back and side taper, we can move on to our NST outliners and line up the edge of the ear. I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. You also want to make sure not to press too hard here because the sin you also want to make sure not to press too hard here because you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. The skin is usually softer in these areas. La 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 la, eh, eh, la la la. Now that we're done with the edging of the ear, we can move on to the C cups and start off at the bottom, working our way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. Again, you want to make sure you're gentle as possible because you could irritate them with the teeth of the trimmer. Iridosa clack clack. Iridosa clack 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 clactus. Iridosa clactus. Iridosa clack clack. Iridosa clack. Iridosa clack 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 clactus. Now that we're done lining up the C cup, we can move on to the beard and start off by debulking with our 2 guard all the way open. We're now moving on to our 1 guard all the way open, and we're going to continue to debulk the sideburn. Be sure to use your lever midway and all the way closed, and we're also going to move on to our no guard all the way open using the lever, working our way down. Now that we're done fading up the beard, we can move on to the edge up. Now that we're done fading up the beard, we can move on to this edge up. We're going to use our NST outliners to make it as crispy as possible. Also, make sure to tilt the head away from you because if it's towards you, the skin is going to wrinkle and you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. Moving on to the bottom of the beard, you always want to make sure to use your headrest and lay them down so they don't move as much as possible. Now that we're done lining up the beard, we can move on to his front line and start off at the middle, working our way to the sides. You also want to be sure not to push the corners too deep in because you could make it look unnatural. You always want to keep it as natural as possible. Again, always be sure to be gentle as possible, especially near the edges of the... Always make sure to be as gentle as possible, and especially near the corners and the edges of the blade. You could irritate the skin and bite them with the teeth of the trimmers. La 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 la, eh eh, la la la. You especially want to be gentle when you're lining up the mustache because you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmers on the lip. You especially want to be gentle near the lip area because the skin is usually softer here and the corners of the blade could bite them. Now we're making thumbnails.
Hey y'all, sorry I'm late. Mr. Bell, how you doing? Okay. Sorry I'm so late. Let's get that for you. Sweet, right? Your boy just walked in.
Baby, baby, baby.
From the day I saw you, really, really want to catch your eye. Something special about you. Good afternoon. Take your order.
It's me, special. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. The hot chocolate too.
Hot chocolate.
Yes.
You don't know what I swear. It feels like you don't know what. Baby, 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 I see us all around. Doing everything that makes me smile.
Baby, baby, baby.
Happened on a Thursday. Oh, it set my soul on fire. Oh, baby, 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 I can't wait for the first time. My imagination's running wild. It feels like you don't know what. And I swear it, baby. It feels like you don't know what. Will you ever know?
Baby, baby, baby. Don't you know me?
You're more than ever done. Can you want attention? Take notice of what's in front of you. Cause did I mention you got the rest of the day? And you never know how good it feels to have all of my affection. And you'll never get a chance to experience my loving. Cause my loving feels like you don't know what. And I swear it feels like you don't know my name. Oh, you never know it. No, 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 no. No, no. Will you ever know what you know? I'm gonna have to just go ahead and call this boy. Hello? Can I speak to Michael? Oh, hey, how you doing? I feel kind of silly doing this, but
Baby, baby,
this is the
baby.
waitress from the coffee house on 39 for minutes. You know, the one with the braids? Yeah. Well, I see you on Wednesdays all the time. You come in every Wednesday on your lunch break, I think. And you always order the special with the hot chocolate. My manager be tripping and stuff, talking about we gotta use water, but I always use some milk and cream for you because I think you're kind of sweet.
Baby, baby,
You
baby.
always got on some fly blue
La la
suit.
la la la
Your
la.
confidence is shining all bright. So what you do? A word? Yeah, that's interesting. Look, man, I mean, I don't want to waste your time, but I know girls don't usually do this. But I was wondering if maybe we could get together outside the restaurant one day. You know, because I do look a lot different outside my work clothes. I mean, we could just go across the street to the park right here. Wait, hold up. My cell phone breaking. Hold up. Can you hear me now? Yeah. So what day did you say? Thursday's perfect.
You. La 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 la.
see where you lay it again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Barrow. Good afternoon. Can I take your order?
I think I'm gonna have the
You want the special, right? And a hot chocolate.
I'm talking about you. You don't know how I feel. What you going through? I wanna be down. I wanna be down with you. I wanna be down with you.
Here we are face to face, with the memories that can't be erased. Although we need other things that change, it's not the same. Sometimes it makes me wonder, where would I be if you hadn't discovered, which I did, inside of me? I know there was something that we could compare. Well, I never meant to cause you no pain. I just wanna go back to being the same. Well, I only wanna make things right before you walk out my life.
Never make the call to no pain.
I'm a fortune on your eyes. It's filled with so much color and the laughter we left behind. I made the choice that you could decide. I made the choice that was wrong, you were right. Deep down inside, I apologize. Never meant to cause you no pain. I just wanna go back to being the same.
Hello?
Just Ariana. Hi, man.
What's up? You miss me?
Yeah, I miss you. I'm trying to see you at the diner today.
What's wrong with you?
Hold on, alright? Hello?
Hello?
What's up? You miss me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go there. I was supposed to be going somewhere with my brother.
Well, how late is late?
Hold on, alright? Let's go there a little bit. Hello?
Yes, baby.
What's up? What time you was thinking about doing that?
7:10?
On there.
I'll be in front of the building.
Alright, so hold on. Hello, Aria?
Who is Ariana?
Come on, Lisa.
You must have lost your mind.
Come on, you know I just said that to get you mad.
You want to be calling names? The real man I wanted was Puppy, but he didn't come to the club that night. That makes me real mad.
If you would have grew his little fro out with a taper, oh my god.
Tell me what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Let me know if it's right here. Something you can have for you. Tell me what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Let me know if it's right here. Something you can have for you.
Now makes me the man wanna see you doing good. I don't wanna get rich, leave you in the hood. Girl, in my eyes, you the baddest. The reason why I love you, you don't like me cause it's status. I don't wanna see you with a cabbage, living average. I wanna do my thing so we be established. And I don't want you rocking the fabric. Girl, I wanna give you carriage till you feel you a rabbit. Anything in your path, want you can have. Walk through the mall if you like it, you can grab. Total it all up, put it on my tab. And then tell your friends all the fun you had.
I know what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Let me know if it's right here. Something you can have for you. Tell me what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Let me know if it's right here. Something you can have for you.
hit the pop out. You don't like the way it's hot ties looking at shot out. With the 600, ain't no smoking shot out. Come over here, I think I see you, baby, bada. Take go the limit to my casa. If you in the rush, call me manana. Whatever you need, girlfriend, I got the whole enchilada. Just the way you like it, makes for me to pop out. Girl, I can tell you miss me for me. I can tell by the way you sent to me. While I'm on tour trying to make you send to me. And they ask you, yeah, you better mention me. If you don't, you know you got a problem. Say you want to be girlfriend, don't start it. And it just so happened that I'm seeing cats that you messed up a lot. You trying to be fast. And I ain't gonna ask you, smash the E-flash. Pull up to the rib with the whole front crash. And you wanna laugh, but you have to pass. If you ever lie in, girl, that'll be the last. I adore you. That's why I don't mind doing these things for you. Did things for me, you wouldn't believe you did. That's why I always want to keep you here. And if you're a cool girl, I can see you with my kid. So you make a thug when you get a nigga kid. It's only right we spend our lonely night, get crazy biz till we awake the kids. Don't get too loud, got respect for you, honey. To keep it all real, you come second to my money. And can you be my little love privacy? Everybody love you, girl, not just me. And I know that you really care a lot for me. Wanna see you happy, even if it's not with me.
Always on time, baby, my heart, baby, be mine. You're always there when you call, always on time, baby, baby, be mine. You're always there when you call, you're always on time, baby, my heart, baby, be mine. Always there when you call. I'm always on time. Give you my all. Baby,
Come on, late night lover, you know, the one that take kids like no other. I know I got a lot of things that need to explain, but baby, you know the game, and love is about things. So stop the plane, drop the order of train. Sex life's the game, so back me down to the thing. I can't no more. This is about a $3:15. It's your days, I mean, I got the big ballet. I just got time to just pass the ballet. That's why I see that. You never come to smile while I'm back in the back, hitting your whole wild. Yeah, you can, baby. I'm always there when you call.
Not really.
Always on time.
Come on, pull it together.
Well, I see
So
whenever you
the
put them on the front of the thing, I will keep your eyes too.
the dead child letter and took my bed and key and cut the leather. Girl, show better than MOD. One of your glories for the INC. I got 2 and 3 cards for every V, and I keep you drugged up off that ecstasy. I'm a playground legend like Kirk the Pee-wee. I'm a born in the league, got more game than me. I play hard and so big, and when I father, he was scarred, sit him whole hot bar. Shoots to death, like in a parent's dead. And the love with no flair is a Christian stare. We share.
What are you right about?
You can, baby.
Always on time. Oh my,
He's a speaker, right?
Yeah.
Well, I do whenever you put your phone in front of me, as a speaker, I'll
Are we doing this live?
What do you do exactly?
I'm a travel writer.
You're a travel writer? Like a writer. You write.
I write.
You know what you write?
Quite often, yeah.
Yeah? Are you famous?
In my face, yeah.
What do you write about?
How to travel on a budget. I wrote New York Times bestseller about it.
So you're a budget person?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started as that guy.
Sorry, let's go.
Okay, I like to lose.
You know that, right?
I play on my, I forget about it.
The character.
Just go anywhere.
Yeah, because you haven't practiced. It's not go away. No, but now it's your move. It's your turn.
I thought I told you that we were going to stop.
So not going.
Alright.
You know a guy named James Altucher?
Who?
James Altucher?
Never heard of him.
He's a big chess guy.
Oh, really? He rides with you?
No, he just plays chess these days.
Are you play chess together? He's also famous. He's a speaker, right?
Yeah, he's just makes my ass off.
Well, I see whenever you put your phone in front of thinking, I would think you're asking.
Oh, we doing this live? Okay. Wow. That's fine. Follow me on Instagram, no matter what.
What do you do exactly?
I'm a travel writer.
You're a travel writer? You're like a writer. So you write.
I write
Do
books,
people read what you write?
quite often, yeah.
Yeah? Are you famous?
In my face, yeah.
What do you write about?
How to travel on a budget. I wrote a New York Times bestseller about it.
So you're a budget
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby.
It was all a dream.
I used to read Word Up
Magazine, salt and pepper,
and heavy tea up in the
limousine,
hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rapper type Mr. Magic.
money more,
I let my tank run till my tank up. Smoking weed in their boots,
sipping on private stock,
way back when I had the red black
lumberjack,
with the hats and mats. Remember rapping? The hard, you never told the hip hop would
take it this far,
like cause I run tight. Time to get paid.
blow up like the blue train. The opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat all days for dinner?
Eat the wrong day, funk master flex like small teams. I'm blowing up, I thought I would. Call it crib, say no, it's ain't good.
It's all good. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. You know very well who you are. Reach for the stars. Baby, you know I'm crazy. You're the only one. Baby. Talk both impossible with bombs and leaks. And I want to choose my phone with my phone. Swear to God, that's the only way. The low way that I'll take people with me. Girls used to miss me. Got it right now because they miss me. I never thought it could happen. This rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like on a point pump. The Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos and Queens, no wings. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Smalls swing. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl's ear. Lunches, brunches, it's just used by the pool. Consider the school, cause I'm out of high school. Stereotypes of the black man misunderstood. And it's still all good. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. If you're everywhere, who you are, down, reach for the stars. Cause you're the only one. Baby. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rhymes, another thing with the sofa. Cheese plant, don't need a 49 counting hounds that. And my whole crew surrounding. Celebrate every day on public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps an act with me on the back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the and on and on.